I am Dominic Bytes. Welcome to another episode of Byte Club Cinema. Today we are going to be watching the best Christmas movie of all time. Because, hey, 'tis the season. And that movie, of course, is Die Hard. Yes, everyone, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. I don't know why this is controversial. It is very clearly a Christmas movie. It is one of the best Christmas movies. It's a just plain good movie as well. Because, yeah, everyone likes Bruce Willis in this role. Um, it's just good. Now, joining me today, of course, we have Diesel.
What's good?
Yes, Diesel is my long-suffering companion on this as I drag him across various anime and cinematic experiences. Now, Diesel, surprisingly, has never watched Die Hard. How did that happen? Like, how did you grow up as a kid and not watch Die Hard with your family?
Just never really came up. I guess parents
Wow.
probably weren't that interested in it.
Man, okay. So the people don't, yeah, it's Momo, and hey to Momo in the chat. Oh, and hey, Sniper, I see you there. Um, Now, as Momo points out, yeah, Bruce Willis, unfortunately, he's still alive, but he is quickly fading away. He came down with a type of I think it's Alzheimer's, dementia, one of those two, where he had aphasia. He basically has a thing where he can no longer hold on to memories. Well, like he can't memorize a script, he can't talk anymore. He's still there. It's just his functions are breaking down. His brain is essentially degenerating rapidly. Yeah, he can't talk anymore. Um, and yeah, he can't remember stuff. He can't memorize stuff anymore, and he can't talk. He still, I think, remembers people though. Yeah, yeah. Like he can respond to people, but he can't communicate. No, it's worse than that, Momo. According to his family, it is worse than just even that. It's also some memory issues as well. Um, so yeah, it's really unpleasant. I really feel sorry for the guy. By all accounts, he is a wonderful man. A really good father, really good family guy, and has just done a lot of really good things. And for him to meet an end like that, it really stinks. He had a great career. Die Hard is one of his best movies of all time. And now, don't want to do too long an intro because the movie itself is kind of long, and I do have work today. But Die Hard was made in 1989. That's when this movie came out. It is a major action movie because it is one of the first action movies where the hero takes some actual damage. Like, you will see, yeah, Bruce Willis is not invincible. John McClane takes hits, he gets injured, and he has to deal with it. And that was relatively unheard of in an action movie for the time. A lot of action movies had their main stars be, untouchable and invincible. Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal have those two, kind of going for them in their movies. Cynthia Rothrock, largely untouchable. This was different in tone from that, and it struck a chord. Also, and Bruce Willis too. Oh, that's true. Rambo does get messed up. I get it's not this isn't like the first, but this was one of the ones that popularized the damageable hero. Yeah. Uh yeah. And Mo was like, yeah, to anyone it could have happened, Bruce wasn't it. Yeah, I agree. Like, why couldn't it be someone who's like, not very cool at all? I can't think of an actor off the top of my head who well, I mean Amber Heard, there you go. Why couldn't Amber Heard
Hmm.
have the aphasia and never be able to speak again? She deserves it. No one missed that.
Yeah,
Um, let's see. Yeah, doesn't Rambo? Yes, Rambo. So there are a couple others. Rambo. I mean, Schwarzenegger in the first Predator does get kind of messed up there. So,
yeah. I was gonna
uh,
say Predator would have been a good one for
yeah.
action
So,
hero gets fucked up.
right. Yeah. But for its time, it was still those were relatively uncommon examples. So this one here of like McClane being more of an everyman action hero as well, as opposed to larger than life, was also a thing. And also, at this point in Bruce Willis's career, he wasn't playing action stars. He was playing heartthrobs. He was in God, I forgot he had a TV show where he played like the romantic lead. So he was not. like this was a character completely outside of the genre he had been doing. He'd been doing comedy and romance up until this point. And then this came out, and this really jump-started his career, made him popular. People were like, "Oh, hey, you can do more than that, and you're pretty good at it too. Nice." And yeah, and this is really what got his career off the ground and got him a lot of attention. And at least as far as I know. Feel free to correct me in the comments below if I'm misstating something about the impact of this movie. But yeah, movie wise, this is good. This is just good old timey nostalgia for me. I'm hoping to turn this into a tradition. We will probably go through. There are 5 Die Hard movies. Um, they do not correspond to order of decreasing quality either. Although the fifth one is the worst, for sure. My personal ranking for the 5 would be this one is the best. First Die Hard is the best. I think everyone agrees on that. I put the fourth one second, which is a bit weird. Um, then I put the second Die Hard in third place, the third Die Hard in fourth place, and the fifth one in last place. I think most people will agree with me that the first is the best and the fifth is the worst. I think that's pretty universal. I think the order of the other 3 people will vary. I think the fourth is better because I like the interplay a bit. One reason I put the third so low is a lot of people really love Samuel L. Jackson in the third movie. They really like the interplay. So do I. I think it's a really good dynamic those two have. But the plot itself suffers from way too many coincidences and stuff, which we will get to. So I'm thinking like each year we'll do a Die Hard movie for Christmas for the next like 5 years, because I think that's just fun. So we'll see. Hey,
We'll eventually have to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas.
yeah, eventually. I mean, this doesn't have to be the only Christmas movie we do, but yeah, this is one
Fair
of them.
enough.
I think this is a nice one here to start off with. Um, all right. Let's see. What I was thinking. No, that should do it. Any thoughts? Like, what's been your exposure to Die Hard so far, Diesel? Just so people know.
Outside of like parodies from other shows and stuff, that's about it. And I was gonna wait for you to get done with your rant or whatever. I was gonna make the joke, and this is gonna be a bit dark, but Bruce Willis with the issues going on sounds like a perfect candidate to run for president.
Hey, yeah, I mean, a politician who can't talk? Man, that sounds perfect. Yeah, Bruce Willis, the most honest politician ever. How do you know he doesn't talk? Wait, what? He never
Can't
says
tell a
anything.
lie,
He
can't
can't.
talk.
Yeah, he can't lie. Yeah, exactly. That's great. I like that. I like that. That's a good one. The perfect politician is one who can't speak. Yes. Definitely agree on that. All right. On that note. All right. So, as usual, no audio from the video itself because copyright. There's a mask, a double mask over the video because copyright. I have both the normal filter and the logo over top of it. That way, too, I don't get in trouble here with the YouTube or Twitch. Now, I did load up subtitles, so you'll be able to follow along. So there will be subtitles on your screen that you can follow. Please support the original release. Go out and watch Die Hard. It's available, I think, on multiple streaming services. I think I forgot who owns this one. If it's Fox, I think it's on Disney Plus probably. Um, so let's see. All right, we're gonna start the movie. 3, 2, 1, go! All right. Okay, so they're
So
from
when do you think
Open
we're gonna be
Subtitles.
getting the Die Hard the musical?
Actually, don't joke. I mean, since this is Fox, Disney owns this. So, yeah, you could technically have John McClane become a Disney princess if they get desperate enough.
That would be
Trumpet
hilarious.
sound. Yeah. I shouldn't joke. They might do that. I don't know. I mean, Disney's very hard up on money and ideas. They know that Die Hard is super popular. We got Die
Well,
Hard the
no, they
musical.
wouldn't turn it into a musical. They'd make John McClane a closeted transgender who has to fight against the misogynistic, white supremacist.
Oh God! Please don't give them
Obviously, that's what
ideas
they do.
for. Oh no! Please don't give them ideas.
They've already come up with the idea, and also he will also be race swapped
Well, see now
because
If you race swap John McClane, you'd Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, that would actually be thematically appropriate. There you go. Disney, stop. Yes, indeed. Disney, stop. Please stop. Yes. Please stop using the same
Like,
ideas.
it's probably already in the works.
Oh, no. Yeah, take your... okay. Now, this is actually... This is a fun little exchange here, but also it becomes important later. So this is a very young Bruce Willis, as you can tell.
I love the shit in that dude's pants. You can just sense it upon seeing the gun.
Now, this is also important to remember. This is pre-9/11 travel. So, yes, you could, in fact, carry a gun onto an airplane. You couldn't carry bullets, because those might explode. But, yeah, if you were a cop or a military or something, you could carry a gun onto a plane. These days, they are much more strict. But, yeah, this is pre-9/11 air travel, when it was actually decent.
Fair enough. So much cocaine you think he has in that bear?
Well, funny you joke about that, but no, it's not in the bear now. Now, this also has Alan Rickman as the bad guy. Severus himself is in here, but Alan Rickman is just great. I love Alan Rickman. They later have, what was his name? Jeremy Irons in there, too. No, that was neat. Not in this movie. See, it's set.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the Christmas party.
Yeah, I don't know why it took me until now to realize. I say I don't like musicals, yet I really like The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right, which is a musical, yeah. Well, yeah, you just don't like the generic Barbra Streisand type musicals, which just go on and on and on forever. Yeah, nobody really likes those.
I also think depends also on the scores and stuff. The Nightmare Before Christmas has really good scores.
Yes, yeah. You like high. You prefer quality musicals, basically. Is what I mean. So yeah, I just need to show you the stuff with actual good music. Jesus Christ Superstar.
I think it's also the case it's claymation, and that is my favorite type of animation. Claymation.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Well, we should do what's the Neil Gaiman one? Not chamomile. Coraline. There we go.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Coraline.
Coraline. Oh yeah, no, I suggested Coraline.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know somebody about that.
No, I used to watch the hell of that.
Yeah. And there's another. Well, actually, you just had the second Chicken Run movie came out, so we could do that. Always good stuff.
Oh, I remember Chicken Run.
Yeah. Well, they made a sequel, so I haven't seen it yet. So
cool.
That'd be a good one. This one really old claymation movie is apparently set to get a cinema Primeval or something. Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah. A guy was working on it in '99, and he passed away, and then back like in 2019, some of his fans finally got he probably got a fan decided to finish it off. Yeah.
Is that the one with? Cause I've heard of one that was thought of a while back and then eventually got made. I know it referenced the Tower of Babylon. I'm trying to remember its name.
Okay, so this one, alright, I missed this particular detail. He does have a son and a daughter. Okay, he does have a son and a daughter. Alright, I wasn't, I forgot about that. He does have 2 kids. Okay, that will come up later in the sequels, so. Hobby project initially. Oh, okay. That's really neat. I mean, yeah, stop motion, man, it is time consuming. There's a reason people switch to CG for it.
It's very time consuming, but it's a very visually pleasing art style.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Hell, I would love to see somebody like it's probably never gonna happen, but I would love to see a claymation a horror movie.
A claymation of a horror movie?
Just a claymation horror movie, like for adults and stuff. Considering you can make
Hmm.
claymation for adults.
You know what would be cool? Take John Carpenter's The Thing and make it claymation. That'd be neat.
Fair enough. Because I have actually looked into like claymation horror,
Hmm.
and overseas there are some like on YouTube at least I was able to find some. I couldn't tell you if Chinese, Japanese, or whatever. I don't. I'm not that finely tuned, but like it was really good, especially with like the body horror they did with it and such. It was
Neat.
really nicely done.
Hmm. Uh,
Yeah,
so
honestly, if
now
they
we.
were to do claymation horror, they should probably set it in a Japanese setting due to the like onis and the yokais and such.
Hmm. Yeah. Now, the Nakatomi Plaza there, that's a real building. I forgot what the name of the actual building is. But yeah, now we're getting some backstory here on him. So, find out, him and the wife got a good career out in LA, but he's a New York cop. So, he's a New York cop in California here. And, yeah, she wanted to, oh, there you go. 1989 cassette tape player. Yeah, I'm noticing too. Cause apparently cassette tapes are making a retro comeback, which is hilarious. That was my childhood thing. I grew up on cassettes before. I caught the tail end of records, but I was mainly cassettes, and CDs were new. I didn't get a CD player until well after they were kind of established. But I started with cassettes. Especially, I have made more than one mixtape. In fact. Hey, we got Christmas music in the movie too, which is nice.
Mm.
Now I like Argyle here. Um, yeah, he's got a car phone. Wow, that's how you know it's fancy. See him in like only a couple minutes here with Argyle, this driver, right? We immediately get his character. He's new to the job, so he's a little awkward, but he's a people person though. We know why he has his job. He's good with McLean. He talks to him. He puts him at ease. He immediately figures out what's going on with his life. He gives him excellent advice that he hadn't thought about. Like McLean didn't think about what happens if it fails. So Argyle's like, "Hey, tell you what, I got your back, man." And it's like, yeah, that's awesome. So very, very tight characterization in a very short amount of time. You immediately like the character, and he's very likable thanks to the actor.
Damn, I didn't know that you can actually make side characters that are good.
Yeah. Well, this is back when Hollywood understood what writing was.
Yes, instead of we need these stereotypes in the movie so everybody is included.
Right. And you immediately here we get another little character moment. He looks her up under McLean. Nope, she's using Gennaro, her maiden name. So it's like, that's another little indicator of the marital status here going on. But we also,
That's a
we
great
also
sign
have,
that she wants to stay with him.
yeah. Well, that's why Rax says he does. It's like, Christ, she changed your name. Oh man, like immediately he's like, that sucks. Because he knows that's a bad sign. But what was it? I don't know what to say. Oh, but we also got a little bit of why did he stay behind though? Well, because he's a New York cop, and there's a big backlog. Remember, this is 1989, so this is before New York's safe period. So, like when Giuliani and Bloomberg became mayor, New York really cleaned up. Like we forget that there's a good 20-year period where New York was incredibly safe. And now, of course, these days it's gone back to how it is back here. So cops are overworked, everything is crime ridden, stuff like that. That's how it was in the 80s. So New York in the
That's
80s was
all
rough.
before the RoboCop initiative.
We should do RoboCop here at some point. I
Oh, I'd be
actually,
100% down for RoboCop.
yeah, I'm actually looking at the RoboCop video game is on sale on Steam. I'm strongly considering picking it up from what I've heard about it. It
Oh,
sounds like
from
a
what I
lot of
saw,
fun.
it's a solid play.
Yeah,
Not
I've heard
exactly
it's
mind blowing, but it's a solid play.
yeah. I mean, the respect it has for the franchise is really nice. The fact that the game is canonical between the second and third movies is really nice. They got all as many of the original cast as they could. So yeah, it's like okay, that's everybody's
Look, if women
rationale for
don't
it. Yeah,
work out in McLean, there's always men.
yeah, exactly. But that is funny.
His voice does not match his facial expression. Well, not expression, but his face.
Yeah, yeah, it is funny when that happens. It's kind of like Larry King. You know, Larry King, great radio voice. Then you look at him, and it's like, dude, you're like some pencil neck geek. What the heck?
Oh, hey, it's the villain. And yes, I at least know enough to recognize the face for the main villain, if I am correct.
Yeah, well, you'll see the main villain here soon. They do look similar though.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, making World War II jokes. That is funny, actually. I know, actually, that's another thing, too. So remember, the 80s were when Japan was on an economic upswing. Their economy was doing better than ours, and they were in the process of taking us over. Sony Entertainment made big inroads. So it's also reflecting on the 80s economic situation, too.
Ezra, she kind of looks like Ripley.
It was the hair. It's the hairstyle. Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
permanent curl style was very in on the 80s. Even my mom had that. Yeah. So we find out his wife's a success. She's doing really well in this place. She's not failing. She is doing really well. So which creates further tension because it's like, well, there's no way he's going to convince her to come back because she's succeeding. Ah. And he doesn't really want to leave New York because he's got a lot of work to do and people to save. He's got responsibilities and duties.
The jokes I want to make that I can't.
Okay, and we find out, a little bit of the office dynamics there. And it's like, yeah, she wants his job, and she's doing a good job of getting it there. Yay! Success!
Some success. Not quite there yet.
Yeah. And she misses. That's the thing. Like, she is being successful on her own. He's doing his thing, but they still love each other. They didn't part ways because of animosity or because they didn't click. It's simply life circumstances brought about by her career, pursuit of career. Now, if she was smart, she would choose having a whole family over a career because that long term wise that works out better for people.
Yeah, but you
But at the
can't
same
blame her though, considering a successful career is also very, nice. it's the balance of balancing out, like money security over like
Yeah,
mental health.
that was a trap a lot of people fell for.
Yeah, no, because it's the issue of yes, you're a police officer now, but what happens when the crime starts clearing up?
Well, that never. No, it's more of a cop salary sucks. Versus, her
That's true.
obviously she is making more money than he is in this. So and it's New York. Cop doesn't make a lot, and so she has probably been working hard, and now she had a chance to climb the ladder, and she took it. But it's like, and this was an issue during this time. The 70s and 80s, women getting into the workplace was still somewhat new. People acclimating, so a lot of this kind of tension was happening. So this movie is dealing with that issue a little bit, and,
Yeah,
and as an initial conflict and character establishing, it's good.
yeah. The typical stereotype back then of you're the man, you bring home the bacon, or if you're
Mm-hmm.
not, then what are you doing?
Yeah, and that's butting heads there with the more modern twist. Of course, as we know now, the data shows that the women who don't go for the what George Carlin called pointless careers and end up happier than the ones who do. Which is So oh well. Now we know it. We didn't have the science for it back then. But but it was the thing that was going on in the 80s. Now this guy here, the hacker, this hacker, I always thought he was LeVar Burton. He kind of reminds me a little bit of LeVar Burton. It is not LeVar Burton, but he kind of his energy level and stuff. So I like to think it was evil LeVar Burton.
I can appreciate his charisma.
Oh yeah. All the villains in here are done well. Um,
Oh yeah.
And and what's cool too is like that guard from his little exchange with McLean earlier. We kind of like the guy. He had a decent sense of humor. Clearly trying to get by. So it's like, oh, he's dead. Oh, that sucks. The guy at the counter there is like, yeah, modern technology.
Nobody
And it's like,
expects the hockey puck flashbang.
yeah. And now we have our main villain.
There's the big bad.
Yes.
Yes, I can recognize the pure goatee instead of the chops coming into the goatee.
Yeah. Well, it's Alan Rickman. I mean, yeah. Now, what we need is a die-hard Harry Potter crossover. Alan Rickman takes over Hogwarts Academy. No. Or Hogwarts Academy has their Christmas party at Nakatomi Plaza. Oh no. That'd be funny. I'd watch it. Of course, Alan Rickman has done many other roles too. He was also very good in Galaxy Quest.
No, it's locking everybody in so they can't escape the party.
Yep. It's the Christmas party that never ends. You're all invited.
It'll be the best party of their lives. Oh, come on, that was good.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So getting things set up. Yeah, so now one other advantage of he actually tears out the wires of the computer rather than like breaking the monitor, which is a stupid movie trope. I hate it.
Oh no, the monitor is broken. We can't use the computer. Like, can't you plug it in a new monitor? Yeah, but that
Yeah.
requires me like unplugging it and then plugging it back in. Like, obviously, I can't do that.
Yes. Oh no, the monitor, the part that runs everything. Yes. No. Oh, please stop. Okay.
I'm surprised the trope in horror isn't like I take somebody's phone, turn it off. They're like, the phone's broken. We can't call for help now.
Now, okay. Now with landlines, that's actually like 80s horror. That actually works because if a landline is busted, yeah, the you're kind of out of luck. Unless you got another handset to plug into the wall. But yeah, if you cut the phone lines to a house back then, yeah, you don't have a phone anymore. Uh, there you go. And I always see
Yeah,
him.
which it worked then, but with cell phones nowadays,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
honestly surprised villains just don't start doing that.
yeah, yeah. You have to usually excuse like saying, oh, there's bad service out here or something like that.
Hmm.
Huh. And of course, with complicated situations, they have kids. He has to think of the kids too. So yeah, that's the thing. So we're quickly establishing, our villains here uh, are well coordinated. They're a team. They have a plan. They're executing that plan very quickly. They know the layout for it. We saw the guy saying this way, this way, this way through the halls. He knows the layout.
Basically, they're
Uh,
doing this like they were an actual, they're actually pulling a heist.
yes, they have a very well coordinated heist going.
I don't know if you want your heist to.
And this guy, of course, comes in impulsively.
I'm assuming he's trying to make sure the police don't like sense something's up.
Yeah. Yeah, but we gotta establish that they're brothers, and that one of the brothers is a little shit who gives the other brother a hard time, which brothers do. It's slightly unprofessional though, so he's a bit of a hothead.
Yeah, every crew though needs the wild card to keep things interesting.
Mm,
And yes, another good show of how a heist would be. You don't barge in there causing panic. You make sure you get the situation, can get under control, in a little bit of time before you start shooting.
yeah.
Also, I ended up learning about a funny law in Texas. It is apparently illegal not to tell somebody you're going to commit a crime 2 days beforehand.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting one. That's probably one of those laws that doesn't get enforced much. Hey, you get a little bit of boobies there, so
Hmm.
as they're clearing the place out.
Or Julia, the heisters are having fun.
Yeah,
Now, not as good as the Payday Gang, but they're trying to be like them.
yeah. But yeah, no. So the
Now
big
that
thing
would,
is, hmm?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, now that'd be a fun movie to watch, a Payday movie.
yeah. Okay, so he manages to get away because he's fast enough.
Consider it. The man's trying to give a speech and they won't shut up.
Yes, indeed. It's like silence, please, or we will have to shoot you.
Got a little speech prepared and everything.
Yeah, he wrote it down.
I can appreciate that.
Yep, and again, this is showing just how well read the bad guys are. They plan this. This is not spur of the moment. He knows exactly who he's going after. Yeah, he went to
I
Harvard
can.
back when it meant something.
Eh.
Yeah, vice chair, high ranking. I am Spartacus.
The man just wanted a firm handshake.
Yep. Now he's doing recon. Yeah. Construction, computers. Yeah, he's scoping out the place first, finding out, okay, what is in what location. So McLean is acquainting himself with the environment that the terrorists have taken over, so he knows the layout. Very smart.
Basically, feels like the villains and the good guys are making intelligent decisions
Yeah,
instead of this only works because the characters are stupid.
yeah, yeah. McLean is acting intelligently. We've established that the bad guys are acting intelligently too. Okay, and that's 35. Okay.
God, this is refreshing to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, this is why the movie is well regarded, because everyone behaves very competently for their circumstances. Things
And
unfold
they
due to
behave
deliberate.
inside of their established character.
Yeah. And now we also have here, Alan Rickman. You know, yeah, he's a criminal, but he has an appreciation for art. He has appreciation for beauty. We saw that with a comment on the suit. He can recognize fine tailoring. So he's a man of expensive tastes, and so that is why he does what he does, is to feed those tastes. Well, I won't say gentleman criminal, but he's a high end criminal.
And not resorting to needless violence, hence why they didn't just start killing people. They don't need to.
Ultra gate key. Yeah, Takagi is trying to reason out what they're after, and he's making some good conclusions based on what he has, but he's thinking too big in scale. Rickman's earlier misdirection worked. Right. So that's just where we get it. Yeah. So before they're like, "Oh, you're terrorists," and he's like, "We're we're not. We're just here to rob you. We just want to steal your money." Yeah. That's as you said. It becomes a heist movie at this point. But it shows Rickman's the character's cleverness.
And I definitely appreciate that. And I think
Mm-hmm.
also the reason why he de-escalated from, oh, this you're a terrorist group to no, we're just robbing you. I think that would
Mm-hmm.
help to make the man there more cooperative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not looking down to take down your entire organization or something like that. I just want money. Give me the money, and it's fine.
I like how he looked over him like, shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Just give him the fucking code.
Yep. Now the question is, did Takagi know the code or not? I mean, I would guess he didn't, because in those circumstances, I wouldn't play the hero. I'd be like, okay, sure, here's the code. Um, so, but yeah, it's an interesting debate. Did Takagi hold out, thinking that it would save him, or did he know, or did he just genuinely not have the code? Because he does say initially, he's like, I don't have it, and then he says again, I don't have it.
I don't want to like bring any race into this, but he did seem to be, Japanese. That could also be a part into why he may have not wanted to give up the codes.
Also possible. Yeah, they're like, is he taking the honorable way out of, hey, I'll may die, but I won't go out a traitor. Hey, Argyle, please tell me you heard the shots. No. I mean, they're 30 some floors up. No.
Yeah, I can appreciate how through the entire thing we don't see. It doesn't seem like they get unnecessarily violent, but they also will follow through on threats, so the people don't get complacent or think that they could try to take control of the situation.
Yeah, they're not just shooting people indiscriminately, but if they say, I'm going to kill you if you don't do this, and you don't do it, they're going to shoot you. Yeah. They expect compliance, but they're not going to just waste bullets.
Basically, they're trying to show comply, you will live. Don't comply, you don't leave us a choice.
Yeah. Now, I also like you do have, so one of the guys there was helping put up those wires. He is one of the stock 1980s villain guys. Specifically, he features in a lot of martial arts movies as one of the henchmen. But they have him on the crew here, which is honestly hilarious. He's a very 80s character actor who does a lot of that. So it's neat to see him. I forgot his name. He plays a very minor role in this movie, but he's there. It's cool.
Oh yes, the magnetic seal. When people thought magnets made good stoppers, even though if you were heisters, you'd realize if you heat the magnets up, they lose power.
Right. Well, So that's one way to do it, but you'll see. When Alan Rickman's character says, um, yeah, and then
So they're gonna force a hostage situation.
On what floor did it go off? Okay. Yeah. So they're realizing they have a bug problem, basically. Now this is smart on his part. It's like fire alarm. Boom. They may have cut the phone, so they cut the fire alarm. But because they took the guard station, they knew it was coming and they knew how to respond to that. Yeah, they had a counter to it, but it was a good play on his part. And then they also respond with, "What floor was it on? All right, let's go investigate." So Hans and so Rickman's character doesn't just dismiss it as, oh, just it's a random glitch or something. He's like, no, okay, someone did that on purpose. That's fine. And we had the noise earlier. He puts two and two together. He's like, nope, nope, nope. Not gonna just dismiss this out of hand.
Because it's the obvious. Okay, that was very deliberate, and they weren't being the stupid villain.
Yep. Now at this point though, they think it's just like a random business person or something up here. That's why they only send one guy, because they're not expecting a cop. They're not expecting with someone who has the training of a cop. They
have no reason to believe. they would be somebody like that.
Right, exactly. So that is the part where their training doesn't work. Because the claim is beyond their expectations in terms of what to handle. Not beyond
I
their
also
training.
like how the dude suspected somebody behind there, tried to get them to show themselves, turned the corner, and immediately shot, not
Yeah.
giving any the person time to potentially rush him.
Yeah. I also like too. You had him agonizing over Takagi's death earlier, because like, oh, why didn't I stop him? Why didn't I stop him? It's like, well, because then I would be dead. And it's like, but he hates the fact that he couldn't help Takagi. He feels guilty over Takagi's death, but at the same time, he understands there was nothing he could do in that circumstance. He was outnumbered and outgunned. There was no way he could have saved him, and that is completely reasonable.
And they would have probably either killed him anyways or just used him as a human
Yeah.
shield.
Yeah, exactly. And he knows that. Intellectually he knows that, but emotionally, it sucks because it demonstrates his impulse to want to save people and his motivation as a cop. And that works.
I also can appreciate the way this fight's choreographed with
Yeah.
McClane doing the entire time doing what he can to keep around that dude's throat.
Yep.
That way
Yep.
he can't turn around and try to shoot him.
Yeah. Basically sleeper hold and just hold on because he recognizes this guy's stronger than me.
Yeah, even at the end, he still kept around his throat until he realized, okay, this dude's not moving.
Yeah. There we go. So now with this, since we know that the code is Red Castle, which is based on Takagi's name, we can assume that Takagi did in fact know the password. I actually missed that fact in my last time watching. I've seen the movie here multiple times, but it's surprising. There's little details I'm picking up this time that I didn't catch before. Yeah, in case my voice sounds weird,
Pocketing
it's
the
like, yeah,
lighter.
I'm still dealing with a frog in my throat. Yeah, he's looting the body, making sure to take anything useful, looking for ID.
Trying to get as much info as he can to try to figure out anything.
Yep. Yep.
And getting the shoes.
Yep, and trying to get shoes, but it's like, well, that didn't work. Huh.
I'll admit, I appreciate the little cocky thing on that.
Yeah, and now we get one of the signature scenes here coming up here soon. There we go. How to hold an elevator door.
No, I'm glad I'm watching this. This is like really nice because I can't get upset at anything. Man. This is just they're genuinely played characters intelligently.
Yes. Everything in this movie, everything is relatively intelligent. That's why this is the best of the five. In later movies, unfortunately, the writing does not hold up nearly as well. The fourth one the fourth one does a pretty decent job. But this is the most tightly scripted of them. And I forgot. I think this is based on a story. Let me see.
No, I have a machine gun.
Now,
and of course, his brother is the one that sees.
Yes, I think that's the brother. Yeah. That's another reason
the
why
long-haired one was it?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, sorry. Did I say 88? Sorry, it's 89. Sorry, 88. 1988. I was off by a year. My bad. 89, I think, is ho ho ho. Yeah. Yeah. And now Alan Rickman's realizing, okay, I either overlooked something or there's an X factor here we're not aware of.
I do like he's like, is that a security guard? No, security guard wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
He knows they wouldn't
Yeah,
have the training capable of doing like a maneuver like this.
yeah. And now we see him gathering intel. He's studying them, being quiet and stealthy about it, trying to ascertain their numbers, their names, their capabilities.
Oh, and here comes the counterweight. Also accurate how elevators work.
Yep.
You may want to get off. Ooh.
Yeah, he's lucky there is some clearance. Okay, yeah. So that wasn't Carl. So Carl is the brother, and that wasn't Carl. So that was not the brother.
Ooh, boobies.
Yeah, yeah. Gotta love it. Even he gets distracted by Playboy images, which is again fairly typical for the workplace back then. You could have Playboy stuff posted in like little work locations. Construction people are always gonna have that up. Colin raises a good point. You know,
And he can't even counter it.
we have a plan, stick to the plan. Well, what if the plan changes? Well, we've already seen that Rickman's character, Hans Gruber, his name's Hans. We now know that. We now know that Hans is very good at adapting. We saw it with the fire alarm. He has many contingencies accounted for.
He can adapt the plan, but he's very much like we need to stick to the plan. We will deal with this as it comes.
Yeah.
Basically, his issue is he's not willing to divert resources to dealing with this problem before it escalates, which is his ultimate downfall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got um, he's got a walkie here. Yeah, and that's exactly what Carl's for. He's like, what if he changes it? And then boom,
I'd
now
like
he's
to
changed the
imagine
plan.
this is only like a minute or two later, and Hans is just like, well, that's biting me in the ass.
Yep.
Mm.
This is for emergency only. Well, yeah, terrorists. Uh, and Carl is like, I'm gonna kill this guy. He killed my brother.
I was the only one with a different gun outside of the MP5, I believe that is.
Yeah. Yeah, well, come and arrest me then.
I like how they don't take that seriously at all, even after they hear gunshots.
Yeah. Well,
I will admit that is a little stupid.
yeah, it is also L.A. And they get crank calls a lot, I guess. But yes, that is a typical bureaucrat. You know, typical bureaucrats like, oh, whatever, leave me alone. They exist everywhere. So it's realistic. It is frustrating, but it's realistic.
Fair enough.
And then we got this guy. I like him. He's nice. It good.
Hmm.
Nakatomi, and he's like, what? And fortunately he's right outside, and he's like, okay. and you can see the gun flashes. So that's neat. So that lets him know that, all right, there's something weird going on here because he is a cop. So he may be the overweight donut eating cop Friday archetype, but he is still a cop. He has some instincts. And we
I'd
actually find
appreciate
out.
him taking his time to try to. Basically, he's having them lure him into a more open position so he can take some shots.
Yep. Again, it shows their coordination, shows their teamwork. Yeah, he may have a machine gun, but he is still outmanned here.
He is outgunned by 3.
Yep. And McClane is not about to make this some big showdown. Yeah, I'm not a gun person, sadly, so I don't know if the guns used in this are accurate for what terrorists would have, or bank robbers would have. Now, they're clearly European sorts.
Well, for a bank robbery, you don't need full assault rifles. MP5s work just fine, especially due to the bullets. I believe normal security guards, they should be able to pierce that body armor. They're going for functional, and I believe they're trying to make this as harder to track than anything.
Okay, and back.
The
Okay.
higher, I believe it's the higher caliber of a rifle you go, the easier it would be to track than lower.
Okay, I'll take your word for it on that one. Hey, someone post in the comments below if we're accurate on this or not. I don't know enough about guns. Sadly, I need to be better versed.
That's a lot easier to buy ammo for the same ammo type for all the same rifles.
Yeah, no, that part makes sense. Yeah, they all have the same guns because they can buy ammo in bulk. Yeah, that part makes sense. No specialty guns.
Also, probably the reason they go with the MP5 as well, compact. It's fully automatic, decently accurate.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a fun discussion. Did Hans Gruber's men in Die Hard use the optimal gun for the job, or was there something better available to them in 1988?
I mean, we see him using. I don't know that gun type, but he does have a different one. I believe they more than likely were just we'll roll with the MP5. It's a very reliable, compact, submachine gun.
Okay, the elevator.
Probably a lot easier to get their hands on than an AR.
So now he's going into the ventilation shaft, using the gun essentially. Yeah. So they think he's trapped because they've locked down the elevator. He can't get down. The stairwell is locked and they're got covered. So he's having to do this to get off of this floor.
Oh my God! Is John McClane the imposter from Among Us?
Yes, he's using the vent. Actually, that's not a bad analogy. Yeah, he does. He uses the vents, and nobody else does. So yes, he is the imposter in Die Hard. Yes.
I also like how this dude here heard some weird noises and forced shut the radio off so he could listen in better.
Yeah. Well, Carl is very obsessed with getting revenge for his brother. Which, yeah.
But not only that, but at least he's on edge. His senses are keen enough to notice. Not only is he after revenge, this guy's screwing with their plan.
Yeah. He's keen on ending the danger here, and doing his job.
So it's a multi sort of thing, and I can appreciate it.
And we see the lighter he got.
The lighter comes in handy.
Yeah, there you go. And that was another iconic image there. John McClane in the vent with a lighter. Come to the ghost, love some laugh. But he gave away his position. Now, see, in this context, this kind of humor, it's gallows humor, and it works. It's not silly. It's not taking the drama out.
He's not making a quip every minute
Right.
or so.
He's using sarcastic humor to bolster his own morale because God, he's close to dying and he knows it.
Whoopi, make a fart joke, he'll laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting there having to slowly cock that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now the police do worry them because if you notice, Hans has said they're expecting the police to come. That's actually part of the plan. But what McLean has done is accelerated the timeline. He's gotten the police to come earlier than they were expecting, and that could foul things up because they want to be ready for the police. So there was a timeline, and McLean is interfering with it. So McLean's having some success. He is successfully screwing with them. And it's just he's not having as much success as he wants because they're doing really well at adapting to the circumstances. Yeah, I know what I like is we'll get more characterization on the cop here. You'll see why he is the overweight donut eating type. They will actually explain that, which is really neat. Sean Connery, Stevie Wonder. And Bruce Willis is great with one-liners. As I said, when he drops a one-liner, it's usually funny, it's usually well delivered, and it has that kind of like it is what it is kind of sense to it that makes it work in the context. Um, it's not like a Paul Rudd of like, hey, no, it's just good. It's just good.
And they're going to try to divert him away.
Yeah. Yeah, and now we see he can put on an American accent.
I also do. I don't remember where they're from. Because dumb, but I do like how they will swap to their more native tongue to talk to each other.
Yeah, yeah. They're speaking German, so I think the implication is that these are German bank robbers.
Which is also intelligent of them. The
Yeah.
you know, whoever's bothering you can't really. Of course, words escape me when I'm trying to formulate something.
No worries. Take
They
your
can't
time.
form a plan of action if they can't understand what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. So speaking a foreign language, yeah, it does provide good cover. Yeah.
And I also did like how I keep forgetting his name, but the oh,
There you go. So one of them is like, no, please don't shoot, while the other one is coming up behind to take the cheap shot. That's good coordination there.
also basically letting his friends know, hey, he's right here.
Yep. And because the cop turned back, he didn't get shot because the guy was waiting behind the corner there to put a bullet in him and make him go away if they had to.
Good advice.
Yeah. Now, the question is, given the thickness of the table, would his gun actually be able to penetrate the power? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it is. I don't know what the standard cop gun is for that time.
It probably would.
Yeah. Now, of course, I think their ammo is probably different from his pistol ammo. So, because that's typically different. I mean,
Well,
if
if
I
it's
had
an
to guess,
MP5 and his is standard issue, I probably reckon they're around 9mm.
okay, yeah, because if it's German made, I guess it would probably be like the standard like NATO rounds, which I think is slightly different from 9 mil. Again, I'm not. There we go. there you go. How do you get a cop's
And
attention?
they got
Throw
an
a dead
LMG.
body on their windshield. Yeah. Now, like, okay, the cop has to die now. There you go. Another standard. That is another classic line. Die Hard has many classic lines, and Argyle just is. Yep, and now the word is out.
But snack safe?
Yeah, who knows? No, he's referring here to Wolfgang with probably Wolfgang Puck would be my guess. Hey, we have everyone's favorite movie jerk. I forgot his name, but he's also Walter Peck in the Ghostbusters. Um, well, William Atherton. William Atherton. You know, he again. This guy really well known for playing jerks. But by all accounts, he's actually a really nice guy in real life. It's just he's great at playing the asshole.
You say these guys are German. Are we sure they're not like Swedish or Polish?
Well, I mean, his name is Hans Gruber.
Olaf's
Olaf, that's
Yeah,
true.
but his
Well, that's true,
henchman might be
Hans.
Swedish or Polish because Olaf sounds Polish.
Yeah, it sounds like he pulls from a wide variety. I mean, they got a Chinese dude in there too, so they are an international group.
Fair enough. It seems like most of the henchmen are comprised of Polish since they seem to switch, or Norwegian.
Yeah,
That's what I
so
was thinking.
yeah,
Norwegian,
maybe
actually.
he changes it up. Yeah, um, that security guy. And he's like, "What is with this guy and his pop culture references?" Because Hans is realizing that this is not a high intellectual here. Oh, nice! I got some C4. Yep, he's now taken out 3 other guys so far. Now we also find out he's a good shot. That's the other thing. When it's his weapon, he is a good shot. He is trained as a cop, so that makes sense.
I like how he's also pulling out some of his own references.
Yeah. Yeah. And signature line coming up. Yeah! There we go! He did that thing! He said the line! Yeah, Yippie Ki motherfucker is John McClane's signature line. It's just a good line.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a good line in response. Do you think you could take us down, cowboy?
Yeah, this is Christmas broadcast. Yeah. And they just. Okay, yeah. So this is Christmas Eve broadcast. Yeah. He's a very determined jerk. Yeah. Yeah. He got the bank too, which is. Yep. Now his plan is
Bag
really
with the
foiled.
explosives.
Yep. Because the detonators. Okay. So that's on track. Now, party line. Now, there's something that most people don't get. So, a party line. So, back in the day, some people couldn't afford their own landline. So, what you would have is party lines where people in a complex or in an area would share a line. But if you picked it up, you could hear whoever else was talking. So, you had essentially it was a public phone line that everyone shared, but inside their own house. Yep, European.
Hmm.
Yep. I know they're kind of yep. So here's my intel. Bam. So he gives him the intel, runs it down very quick, shorthand, but in a style that one cop would talk to another. Okay. Yeah. So this is based on a novel. It's based on Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe. So that's one reason why this is probably so tightly scripted. It does have source material to it. So this wasn't written by Hollywood. It's based on a novel, but it's a well adapted screenplay.
Oh,
Yeah. But we see here that Powell's instincts are correct. It's when you know he's a good cop because he was able to figure out McLean's identity based on the interactions. I mean, the
he was able to kind of
skepticism,
feel him out.
yeah, the skepticism by his boss though is not unwarranted. I mean, his suspicions are also not bad. Yeah, you killed my boss. Now I'm in charge. Great. But we're also seeing some of her strength in this because she's standing up to Hans, who killed her boss, and Yeah, he's dealing with a lot, but um,
It's also intelligent of him, instead of just treating them badly, he's trying to be make it somewhat comfortable so they'll be more willing to comply.
yeah, yeah, exactly. The cause well, he's a robber. You know, he has class and taste. He's ruthless, but he has class and taste. And he has no reason not to throw a bone to him, because the last thing he needs is for them to start getting antsy and start, forcing them to start killing him, because that's just a waste of time and energy. And he's got other concerns. He doesn't need to be dealing with that.
It's again very intelligent. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've been mainly in astonishment considering, like, I think the most intelligent villain we've had up to this point, and most like common time to my knowledge, was just Thanos.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Thanos is okay as a written villain. There's a reason he is very compelling. But no. In movie history, oh my goodness, there are so many better written villains than Thanos. You're seeing
Well,
one
no,
here
there's plenty
because
in like history, but in recent time, he has been the most like
in
a
recent
villain that has
movies,
actually used his brain and wasn't
man.
a lobotomy patient.
I mean, you're not. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong that he's not a lobotomy patient. Yeah, the man. Yeah, it really does reflect badly on the state of modern movies, doesn't it? But I mean, see now it's just pushing credulity. It's like, no, it's not a guy who took.
It's just the case in modern movies. I struggle, outside of just Thanos in the MCU, to actually think of a villain in a
That
movie
is
that was
intelligent.
thought out quite well, with one or two flaws that cause the ultimate downfall.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's um. Let's see.
And here we see more of their coordination,
Yep, yep. Lock it down.
doing their best to fortify a position.
Mm-hmm. And they were aware of these measures too before they came in, as we know. So, yep. We're gonna send in the
And the
SWAT.
plane's trying to think of a way to prevent some bloodshed.
Mm-hmm. And now Argyle is aware that there's bad stuff going on, and now, but he's trapped in. Whoops. Yep. And we see the guy from the rooftop.
Yeah, I think that they're also trying to show, and I could be wrong, that these SWAT team aren't actually ready for a organized,
Mm-hmm.
it's the best way to put it with how organized these guys are, a terrorist group.
Yeah.
I know they're like bank robbers, but with this level of organization, they fit into that category when it comes to that.
Yep. Hold on, I got someone who's very insistently ringing the doorbell here on my end. So I'm gonna be right back. You keep watching. I will be back.
All right, I'll try to keep them entertained. All right. Oh, yes. All right, about to see these people get mowed down. Yeah, like how one of them was eating on a crunch candy bar. Alrighty. Bango bongo, these motherfuckers dead. Yeah. Dumbass. They're intelligent, not trying to draw any more issues, just wound them so they won't call for any more heavier reinforcements. They're going to attempt to ram it. And that's where the explosives come in. And this is where McLean can try to buy them some time. All right, quick assembly mortar.
Okay, and I'm back. It was
Welcome
neighbor got gave the pizza place wrong address, so I ended up getting my neighbor's pizza order delivered here, and then they came over to pick it up. So that's all what it was. That was dumb. Anyway, okay,
All right.
okay. So I missed too much of the
They
action.
just set up a mobile rocket launcher.
Yep. Yeah, we saw that. That was we saw that earlier in the case. That was one of the items that McLean saw.
I I do like how they came prepared with like candy bars and stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see what I can
He
do.
gave the cops an opportunity to fuck off, and they did not fuck off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
And
this will also
I can
this will
appreciate how well they coordinated that.
yeah. Yeah, now this is also the time when McLean will prove that he's on their side. There you go. Now, the nice thing about a CRT monitor is that when it cracks or breaks, it lets out, Yeah, it lets out some energy. There's a reason you don't smash a CRT monitor, because yeah, they have a very energetic way of going off. Have a block of C4,
Damn,
everybody.
that's a lot of explosion for one C4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a whole block of it. I mean, that is. I mean,
I
C4 is
also will
spicy
appreciate the
plastic.
fact that they were intelligent enough to be like, oh yes, you have to have the charging plugs and then spark the charging plugs to detonate a C4.
Yep. But he gave the cops a chance to get away now because he just took out their. Tell me you got that.
Oh wait, no. Okay, I just realized. No, the C4 wasn't what blew off. They had a fuck ton of like missiles. That's probably what just detonated.
Yeah. Yeah. That also probably enhanced it. Yeah. Yeah. So now we get a little bit of Gruber's background. So he was part of some far left radical group, but he got kicked out. And now we see why, because he's like, yeah, I want to make money. I like the finer things in life. I've decided to stop being an idiot. We don't want your help. Yeah, screw you. Does it look like you're in charge? Does it feel like you're in charge? Yeah, it's like, you're not my boss. I don't answer to you. McLean is definitely a no nonsense cop, yes. You can definitely see why he probably didn't get promoted in his day job. But at the same time, you also see that he's probably a very good cop.
Yep.
He gets results. And he doesn't matter who he has to run roughshod over, he will get results. Sprechen Sie talk, that's terrible. Alright. It's like, should I just shoot him? He looks like a moron. But we already know that this guy is a coked up dum dum.
I also like how it's like I can negotiate $1 million deals, yet you can't read the room on they were tempted to blow your brains out.
Yeah. Now that is some outdated slang, alright. Uh, booby. Imagine calling it a terrorist booby. And Hans is just like, yeah, Hans is just like, what? even Hans is just like, what is going on with this guy? Like, I can't figure him out.
Olog is so over this. I was expecting that scene to have him be thrown out the window.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh god, yellow dye number 5. I remember that one. I forgot what that was. Yes, I think it was
Hmm.
yellow dye number 5. That is one of my very few food allergies that I'm aware of. Now they don't use it anymore because apparently I wasn't the only one who was allergic to it. Yellow dye number 5 has been, as far as I know, it phased out of just about everything. Because of widespread allergies. Now they use annatto as coloring, but for the longest time, I could not drink. There were certain brands of eggnog I could not drink because they used yellow 5. This is like if I consumed any of it, I got hit with 2 days of on my back, super allergic reaction, stuffed up to hell and back. It was bad. Yeah. No, it's like I'm trying to act like your friend. It's like you're a moron.
They don't want to talk to the police.
They don't. That's like this. Yeah, I'm trying to get the intel. Oh no, that's a lot. Yeah.
They're treating him nice, so he'll keep running his mouth.
Yeah, because they believe him, because Han's perspective is like, okay, no one would claim to be friends with this guy, so if he says they're friends, they have to be friends, because no one would be so dumb, no one would be dumb enough to lie about being friends with
Well, it's
with
also the
this guy.
case through the radio and the way John, McClane's reacting.
Yeah,
He can Hans can easily see. Okay, there is merit to that.
yeah, he's not.
Oh, too late for that.
Yeah. No, because from Hans's perspective, like, well, he must be telling the truth because no one's that dumb. The Hans, and so for but and at the same time too, Hans is annoyed just enough by this guy to like not care. I was like, I'm just gonna shoot you because I don't like you. You're dumb. So if you are John's friend, I
It's
just
also the
hurt
case
him.
McClane didn't do any favors.
Yeah. Okay, but Hans did realize like this guy's lying. Okay, he did realize he's full of it. Um, Yeah, and it's, this one is like, no, no, he didn't. The boss is an idiot.
I like how he's so certain that they want to talk to us. Yeah, no, they didn't
Yeah.
have an RPG and were more than willing to kill your men.
Now you're mouthing off to your boss, which is bold move. Now we also find out he's a sergeant, so he's not above a normal police officer. He's not just a patrol guy. He's a sergeant. Yeah. and now he's using the script. So now Hans is doing a script thing. Yeah. Now this is the pre-made script. This is the you know now he's returning to the plan, trying to right the ship here. And in some ways, also he's using his background with that Folks Fry we said to make people think he's still part of that. And even this guy's like, Agent Dawn? What the heck is that? It's like, I read about him somewhere. That sounds good. I like how arbitrary these demands are.
If you were intelligent, you realize he's bullshitting you.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Now, it would be funny, like, I would love, like, a side story where, like, these guys actually did get released, and they're like, wait, who? Who's Hans Gruber? I don't know who that is. Yeah. So now we have their new thing. They need the detonators, because that's part of their plan. We don't know what the detonator's for, but we know it ties into what they were doing up on the roof. But I like that they're establishing, they established a whole, like, need for the detonators and stuff like that. They established it very early by showing the terrorists working on all that.
I do appreciate how they try to show Hans is somewhat flexible, but is very much we need to stick to the plan.
Yes. He has a plan. It's a good plan. And he's built in some
basically, he did not account for any potential snags, and his flexibility is definitely being pushed.
Yes. Yeah, this is well outside what he was expecting, but he's still trying to keep it on track. Keep it on track. Yeah, again, the humor, there are jokes, but all the jokes are show characterization. They're not at the expense of the character or the circumstance.
Yeah, it's
and
usually good to have good breath if you're going to be blowing somebody.
Yeah, basically. They're in that case it's a knock on him and how deferential and just kind of what an idiot he's being. Here we go, and we got another kind of famous actor here with the FBI agent. Very, very well known. I forgot his name. Let me check it real quick. Okay, so Al Leong. That's the that was the Asian henchman in there, Uli.
It also took me a bit to realize, but yeah, no, they even got Han's character. He's a distinguished man with distinguished taste. Even his pistol has class to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And now we see his intelligence. So immediately he realizes exactly who this is right away. But he switches modes right away.
Like I was acting so good, he's even trying to drop his accent.
Yep, he switches to an American accent right away too. Like, he does it in a split second. He realizes, I know exactly who you are. I know exactly how to get out of this alive. Okay. But he's also counting on the fact that, okay, has he seen my face? Does he know what I look like? Well, I'm just going to bank on the fact he only knows my voice and go from there. Because Hans realizes, like, if he knows what I look like, I'm dead. So he knows his only option is to pretend to be one of the hostages. And so he does. He's counting on the fact that McClane doesn't know what he looks like. Because it's the only plane he's got, and it just happens to work.
I do like how McClane's like, how'd you get on the roof? They got people all over, but if you want to, like, drops and it's like, just stick with me, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so well planned how easily they swap to an American accent the second they need to talk to an American, because it's the best way to put somebody at ease. Speak in their but not their like tongue, but speak in their accent.
Yeah. Okay, so the FBI agent on this, Robert DeVee. Robert Davi or DeVee, I'm not sure which it is, but that's his name. So he plays a lot of the tough guys. He's been in a lot of like mafia movies and things like that, but he often plays the tough guy. Yeah, he's a good actor. He's been in a lot of good stuff over the years. Yeah, he plays the main bad guy in License to Kill, the James Bond movie. That's probably his best known. And now we've also noticed that Hans is very observant, so he's taking in the details. He's looking at. Yeah, he knew that. Yeah, he saw the name on there, so he knew to give a plausible name that's on the list. Yeah, paintball.
It's very convincing.
Mm-hmm. Now, at the same time, though, it's his acting versus McClane's uh, police police skills. Now, one thing though he forgets, you'll find out here in a moment. Can you guess what the
Let
twist
me guess.
is?
Emptied the mag.
Because it works out. Yeah, there we go. Which is kind of funny.
Hmm.
Again, Alan Rickman. Um, yeah, now he's like, wait, there's more explosives. Okay. So you need the detonators because there's additional explosives. Yeah, and that also works out because he wouldn't give a loaded gun to an untrained civilian either. So it's that he also, even if he turned out to be an actual civilian, ensures that the civilian won't shoot him in the back by accident, while making him feel like he can do something. So it actually worked out in either scenario. It's just smart.
I don't know. It was the smartest thing. He wasn't 100% sure. Test his loyalty. If he's one of the bad guys, he's going to try to kill him.
Yeah, and Hans himself, the biggest mistake Hans makes, he didn't check it, because Because you have to think Hans knows his way around a gun, but he doesn't know that gun specifically, so he didn't know the weight indicated no bullets. So it also
Also,
implies.
the case of with him finding out that one McClane is just some cop from New York. He's not a super genius, and
Mm-hmm,
he wasn't even supposed to be here. I think that also
mm-hmm,
plays into okay, so this is just some nobody. He's not
yeah,
intelligent.
right. He underestimated McLean's intelligence. He didn't expect the ruse. It also shows though, like if he had done that to say Carl, for example, Carl probably would have immediately figured out that the gun was empty based on the weight. I think it shows that Hans is not the guy who wields the guns. He has guns. He knows how to use them, but he's not the expert on it, and he's not intimately familiar. Um, it shows that he's the
He's
leader, but he's not the hands dirty. He doesn't get his own hands dirty much.
he's the mastermind behind it all. He's not the one doing the dirty work.
Right. And now we get this intelligent bit of like shoot the glass. All right, let's cover the ground in broken glass, and that's gonna make it real tough on him. And we get more of the flashbangs, which makes sense.
Damn, too bad we never get to hear Olog's American accent.
Hmm. But he did. Their goal was achieved. They had to leave behind the detonators. They got what they needed.
The dramatic turn with the music with not Hans, but Olog.
Yeah. So that's Uli. So that's Al Leong. Yeah, I think he was also best known for his role in Big Trouble in Little China. I think it's one of the ones he was in. But he plays Asian henchman in a lot of ones.
I also appreciate how Olog, as the night goes on, continues to get more and more disheveled.
Mm-hmm. And I love, and her insight into John, into McLean, Prue's role. Like it's so smart.
Oh yeah,
It's fascinating on this
like we
watching here
would
where
never get this kind of writing in a modern movie.
no, not these days. No, not if it's a Hollywood original. If it's based on the fact that it's this good is because the book is very good. I think you could say.
Fair enough, but even doing adaptations, they could still turn out real bad. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just really good around all around.
Yeah, yeah, we have a betting pool. Yeah, and yeah, his feet get all messed up, but he had to do what he had to do. Yeah, yeah. But then here we go. We get a little bit of Pal's backstory here, which is nice. And McLean is instantly like, "Oh, all right, yep, yeah." So he used to be a patrol cop, a beat cop, and then that happened, and yeah, now he's on the desk duty. He had PTSD from shooting a kid. Yeah, yeah. But McLean, you can tell from like the way McLean's acting, he knows people who went through that. And it's like, oh, I know that type of story. I've seen that before.
Yeah. And mainly, he's apologetic about it. He didn't mean,
Mm-hmm.
any,
Yeah, he wasn't trying to
negative.
mock him for it. And Powell takes it in as a good sport. It's like, yeah, you didn't know how tragic it was. It's fine. But open it up to you a little bit. You know, yeah. Yeah. So that's why he portrayed himself as a terrorist, not as a robber. Because the response to terrorism is cut the power to the building.
I like how the workers sounded like, I can do this.
Hey, can you just turn off 10 city blocks for me? Are you crazy? Yeah, and the FBI bullies
Just the
its
way
way
it's like,
in.
I did it, please. I need to keep my job.
Yeah, it's just there. Again, very much a reflection on the way. The FBI has its plan, and so Hans has set up his plan to capitalize on their plan. And there you go.
Yeah, so they cutted this yeah, cut it. They cut the seals they needed cut, and then
Yep,
let the automatic system do its thing.
yep, yeah. With no power, the locks open because they already broke the other seals. Yep. And now we get the Christmas style music here, joy, "Ode to Joy" by Beethoven kicking in. Merry Christmas! It's Christmas time!
And
Woo!
I do like how they do the lighting where it just shows them being ecstatic.
Yep.
Very good lighting choice as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of art and other things too. So they got the bonds that they were going for. Pretty good haul.
Hans is going to be happy because some rare artifacts for a man of his taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he expecting that. Yeah, they're going in with armed helicopters to blow them away. Yeah, because they're opinion, oh, these are just terrorists. But we see, yeah, like Hans's deception is paying off. It wasn't arbitrary. Now I want to think that the arrangement quote unquote is fake, that he's lying. So
He's more likely predicting that too.
yeah, yeah. So that's the idea. Is like so they're going to take the bonds, invest them, and just live off the annuity. Essentially a retirement plan.
I do like that. It's like, oh, what are the bombs for? Oh, they're just an empty threat. That's a retirement fund right there.
Yeah,
Just how well he has this planned out, it is like so interesting.
yeah, and it's all believable too. It's nothing. He's not requiring any extraordinary coincidences or anything to pull this off. Because the FBI's response to a terrorist takeover of a building is well known and well documented. Their procedures are public information. It makes sense that as well as he has researched every single detail, like Takagi's backstory and several of the executives and the layout of the building, it makes sense he would just know that because it's not, you know, It's not like there's
Because he
any
was
knowledge he
planning.
has.
His plan, in every step of the way, he involved police will show up. We look like a terrorist organization. The FBI will get involved. We will manipulate their procedure to then get out of here.
Yeah, I know how
We
the
have the
plot
bombs
works.
as a backup threat. We'll blow the building up with hostages inside.
And it looks
At
like we
least
went out
threaten
in a
that
blaze
way.
of glory. Yeah. They'll think we're dead, that we suicide bombed because we're terrorists. But yeah. But we'll use the bombs to take out the FBI so they can't chase us and we get away in the chaos. There we go. Yeah. It's all very plausible. His plan is perfectly plausible, believable. Um, it's nothing, and everything, and all the stuff that happens, he has controls for, except for McClane. McClane was the X factor he didn't count on, and McClane exists too far outside of what he could have anticipated. And it makes total sense that he wouldn't have planned for someone like McClane because it makes no sense to plan for that. He planned for everything else, what if someone pulls a fire alarm? What if someone does that? He had plans for that. We saw that with the fire alarm thing. Um,
One thing he didn't plan on was somebody being adequately able to fight back.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, he did a pretty good job of responding to McClane too, which was just pretty damn impressive because he was still able to respond to the extreme weirdness of it. Jeez, okay.
It God,
And
playing that card.
Yeah. The parent.
Bob just left in astonishment on how well they've written this.
Yeah. Well, now again, this is why this is the best Christmas movie. Um, you have themes of family with McClane and his wife. You have themes of togetherness with the kids. Now he's going to investigate the roof to see, okay, so what's going on with these explosives? So he's figured out, it's like, you need more detonators. Why do you need those? Where are the rest of the explosives? And now, so he's digging in, and he's putting on his detective cap. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot more C4. But he's not bomb disposal. He can't, defuse the thing. Oops.
Now pucker up, big boy.
Oh, yeah. Now. Okay. So there's Carl. Oh, now he breaks his lifeline to the outside. Yeah, Carl wanted to take his time. That's the problem here. Is Carl says this is personal. Well, that was your first mistake. If Carl had just put a bullet in him right where he stood, it'd be over. But Carl wanted to drag this out. He wanted to know, I'm the man who killed you. Carl has fallen into an understandable trope of no, I want to drag this out. But it makes sense.
Which makes sense. His brother was killed.
Yep.
He was actively shown to getting more progressively disheveled because he's constantly being denied.
Yep, he has lost his professionalism. They established very quickly with the whole chainsaw and his brother thing that this guy exists kind of on the edge of acceptable professionalism to begin with. Now thanks to the reporter.
The news.
Yeah.
And the reporter.
Yep, and now Hans knows who the valuable hostage is. Not you. Yep.
Which also makes sense for a news reporter to want to go after they figure out who the mystery hero is to go interview the family.
Right, yeah, no, I mean, the reporter, while a complete asshole, is making what is logical to him. It just plays out badly for her. And likewise, too, I mean, Hans could have at any moment flipped that photo just on a whim and found out her identity, too. Because so it didn't have to be that. So there were other ways for that to occur. They went with that for dramatic effect.
Yeah, no, but Hans was totally focused on
mm-hmm.
what he was doing. He didn't really have time to sightsee.
Right. Well,
pretty
no,
much.
I'm just saying it didn't have to be the journalist led to it. I mean, if only the journalist could reveal the info, it's a coincidence. But the fact there were other routes that it could have happened makes it, story wise, a bit more acceptable. It just happened like that because drama, which is that's cool.
Yeah.
It's good as a writer to have multiple ways something could have happened, and then you just go with the dramatic one. It's okay. So like here, yeah, they're leading up to the roof. They're being set up to get exploded. Kill all the hostages, the people who know what they look like. Blow up the FBI. There you go. Reaching the end game, essentially.
Yeah, doing what they can to make it look as much of a terrorist attack as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, but McLean's not at the radio right now because Carl is busy fighting him. Right. But yeah, no, yeah. We said Carl's at the edge of professionalism to give it. Oof, gets him in the shoulder. Um, the and now yeah, he's devolved into like emotion, but that's also his weakness too. That's what gives McLean
Again,
a
being
fighting
the wild
chance.
card, hot-headed,
Yeah,
it's very believable.
yeah. If Carl had maintained his professionalism, he would have won. But he gave McLean a chance because of his emotional flaw, which is great. Yeah, you have a flaw. That's totally fine. And it's not the bad guy being dumb. It's the bad guy being consistent with his character. I'm fine with that. Now, if
Especially
Hans
because
did
this
that,
makes sense.
yeah. Now, if
Because it
Hans
also
did
says
that,
his
yeah,
brother just died tonight.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Yes, I'm an exceptional thief. I'm a murderer, and I'm going to do some kidnapping. Yeah.
the karate chop.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And he's trying to use the same tactic too. Arm around it, stay close, try to neutralize this guy's superior height advantage. Because the guy's got height and reach on him. So there we go. Yep, he checks the gun, make
And
sure there's
pulling
no
the mag
bullets
out to
left.
check the ammo.
Yep, smart move. He doesn't fall for the same trap as Hans. Um, you know, nice little detail there. That's a really nice detail. Now, like I said, if Hans had started doing the same thing as Carl, I would definitely say that's a flaw in the writing because there's no reason for him to. Likewise, you get some other movies like the Jack Reacher movie with Tom Cruise, where it's like, he has a gun and he tosses to one side to fist fight the guy, and it's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. You're a professional. You're still a professional. This guy hasn't done anything personal to you to make you want to beat him to death. Just shoot him and be on your way. There's no reason for you to do it. Here, there is. There is a reason for Carl to make it personal, and that was very well established. But that trope of, well, I'm just gonna fist fight you is so dumb and horrible. But Al Leon goes out, caught by surprise, ambush, and dead. And now he knows where the wife is. Now he clears out the hostages, tries, you know, he comes up here to try to save him. He's also worried about his wife because he thinks his wife is up here. He doesn't know that Hans has his wife.
He has also accidentally made himself look like one of the terrorists.
Right. Because he's waving a gun, he's waving a gun around at the hostages, yeah. Whoops. No, they don't know that, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, this was just friendly fire, but, I mean, again, makes sense. He has warned the hostages to get out of there.
On the fire hose.
Yeah. It's Christmas Eve. Why am I like this? I thought I'd be visited by three ghosts, not get stuck on a plaza. Now you have the guard coming back and it's like, wait, why are the hostages? Uh-oh. Yeah, and, Hans immediately realizes that the jig is up. I better blow the roof now. Yep. We also see there too. Hans is totally willing to sacrifice his own men. You know.
They've been dying all night, so he ain't got a choice.
Yeah. Well, more money for the rest of us, I guess. Oof. All right. Yep. We can.
I
Yep.
do like how he's
We can
strong enough to
window.
be like, this ain't gonna last, shoot the glass.
Yep.
Even though it's gonna
No
fuck my
way.
feet up again.
Yep. Yep. Gotta untie myself too. Yeah, he braced himself for it too. Uh-oh. Whew. Okay. Managed to undo that in time. Survived that, barely. But yeah, now the FBI agents are gone, so yeah. So Robert DeVee gets a very small part in this, but yeah, it's a notable role.
Nice, refreshing shower.
Yeah. And there goes the FBI. Oh, man. Yeah, we're not going to have too much time to discuss the movie, sadly, after the fact, and I'm going to have to get going to work. But we will be able to finish the movie at least, so that's good.
Fair enough. God, yeah, no, I see. Yeah, I really missed out not watching this shit.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad I'm getting you something worth watching. That makes me feel good. If you were sitting through this and being like, "Oh God, this is garbage," I would feel bad. You know, because unless I tell you this is garbage and we're watching this to pull it apart, I don't actively want to show you bad movies unless it's on purpose. But yeah, I want to try to
Yeah,
show
but
you
yeah, no,
some of
this
the
is just
highlights.
fully like I can't. I honestly I can't see anything wrong with what they've done. There's nothing to really nitpick.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, exactly. Best Christmas movie. Yeah, I got 2 bullets. Oh boy.
Like, yeah, no, this has just been like full on solid. There's no
Mm-hmm.
issues with the villain's plans. Limousine Man to the
Yep.
rescue.
Yep. And now he sees. And now we also, through this, we get to see what their escape plan was. You know,
In an
disguise
ambulance.
themselves. Yeah. Disguise themselves as EMS, and again, because they were anticipating blowing up the building, so lots of ambulance there to clear out the debris, so they just drive out amongst them. But
I
now
also
their
do
escape
like
plan
how
is ruined too.
the hacker is just easily knocked out with one punch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. And Argyle being stronger than the hacker guy, I'm totally plausible in my book. Yeah, but yeah, now we see that even let's say McLean had died on the roof, they would not have gotten away because Argyle would have just stopped them. They were not going to be able to escape through their route now because
Yeah, no,
Argyle
there were
just screwed them
factors
over.
that they literally couldn't have planned for.
Yep, yep, which is great. Yeah, that Hans is not being undone by his own plan. His plan was great. He just didn't anticipate this. The fly in the ointment. Yep, best laid plans of mice and men. 100 million, yeah. So he wanted to, right, make it look like you're dead. Yep, yep. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a hostage. Because he knew that Hans had her as a hostage. So he anticipated this going in. He knew that Hans would take her as a hostage, use her as a shield, because he knew Hans's behavior. He knows that he likes to exploit people to get you to do things. But Hans is probably going to kill her, but he's more focused on killing him. He also knows that he's not just going to shoot the wife if he's standing there unarmed. And she's like, "Why are you laughing?" Yep. And all he has to say is her name. Happy Trails. There we go. Hey, you know what helps us celebrate New Year's? Dropping Hans off the Nakatomi Plaza building. Yeah. Then they actually make, I believe they actually make a thing where you have a Hans Gruber and you can actually like move him down the Nakatomi Plaza till he hits bottom as a way to celebrate, count down the days till Christmas. I genuinely kind of want that. Yeah, and there goes her watch too. Remember they set up like it's a Rolex. There you go. There's the watch.
Oh yeah.
So they have Chekhov's guns the watch, which is neat. And that's a cool stunt right there.
This is like extremely well executed. Like I'm still in shock considering, again, modern media. This is non-existent.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you see, ever since basically early 2000s, they've stopped making movies of this caliber. Like the 80s were an interesting mix of film. On one hand, you had a lot of trash start getting pumped out, but you still had a lot of the good lessons and style learned from the 60s and 70s were updated, and so you had some like legitimate what could be called modern classics, like Die Hard here. And even into the 90s and early 2000s, you still had some very solid films being made using the modern movie techniques. It's just, unfortunately, after around the 2000s, the trash started to win. And that's why movies as an industry are collapsing as we speak, because a lot of trash and not a lot of treasure. And people are learning that movies just don't have the value of, say, a video game or anime or, you know, or YouTube or Twitch. Hi, Mr. Bezos. Uh,
Hmm.
Yay, and then we get, happy ending. Yay, Merry Christmas, everybody. God bless us all.
And then
everyone.
Out of nowhere, Jason Voorhees.
Yes.
Considering this is the end, suggested series we might want to do, like looking at the Godzillas, like some of the more classic Godzillas and stuff, and enjoying the.
We will probably do Godzilla -1. I'm going to see it in theaters here if I get a chance. I'm going to try. I've got somebody I'm going to see that with in mind. But yeah, Godzilla -1, I'm going to see in theater, but we'll probably will do that here at some point because I've heard it's very good. We'll also do Shin Godzilla as well, those two, because those are very, very good.
Yeah, I saw Godzilla versus Kong, and that honestly wasn't too bad. I especially loved the way they did Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah,
who was my favorite character.
Yeah. Yep. And somehow Carl survived.
Little did you know I had a choking kink, you bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny because you made and then Jason Voorhees. Well, there you go. And then
look, he should have listened in. Looking, Olag there gave the hint that he was really into choking.
Yeah, but but hey, pal. So a nice little thing. You had the whole pal wasn't able to draw his gun, and there you go. Finally, after all those years.
Man, where'd you learn to shoot like that? At a high school.
Yeah. Oh no, that's terrible. Okay, but yeah, he vouches for Argyle. And the thing is, and what's cool here is she knows that this guy is the one who gave up her family and caused her, and almost got her killed. So, I mean, that punch makes sense.
And of course, the homie coming in.
Yeah. And then we get Christmas music to play us out. Here we go, and that's the ending, right? Yeah. Okay, we've got like 5 minutes credits here. So, all right, let it snow. All right. Okay, so Dwayne. So Rob. Okay, so that was Paul Gleason. Um, let's see. Yeah, William Atherton,
So
who
they're still
plays the
labeled as terrorists.
yeah. Well, I mean they're thieves, but they are also terrorists. It's true. Um, but yeah, this is one of Alan Rickman's biggest roles. This was one of his biggies before Harry Potter. Um, the let's see. Oh yeah, let me go back to an iconic moment. All right, so as I'm scanning here for an iconic moment here to have on screen, let's start with you. Go and tell me. All right, what do you think overall?
Very solid. This is a movie I honestly probably wouldn't mind booting up on Christmas and watching with the family.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Would you?
like just solid as hell. Yeah, definitely a classic.
Awesome. All right. So you're so would you make this a Christmas tradition then?
Yeah, if I got people around and stuff, definitely. Yeah, tradition to boot up some nice, some cheesy Christmas movies and then some good ones. This definitely be on the good ones because just all around
Very
solid. There was like no plot contrivances I could really find.
okay. Yeah. Same. It's Hans's plot is solid. McLean responds. Every character responds logically and within character to themselves. The only contrivance at the end is the one where you have Carl survives the getting hung by the neck and exploded. Because remember, he was on the roof when it blew up, so he got blown up by C4, hence the bad burning. So him surviving, having a gun, finding his way down at that specific moment so that Powell could shoot him. That's the only contrivance in there. But you know what? That's fine. You know what? It's fine. The movie has, by that point, has earned so much goodwill that it is
Yeah,
totally
that's
fine
fine.
that they
I
wrap
honestly
up.
completely overlooked it.
Yeah, because they wrap up. Essentially, Powell has a character arc, and his arc is, he's a Dota eating desk jockey who has PTSD from shooting a kid. By being with McLean, it brings back some of that rookie spirit. It brings back, you see the cop he could have been with this experience. The cop that would have been if he hadn't made the mistake of shooting a kid as a rookie. He would have been a great cop. He would have been a West Coast equivalent to McLean if he hadn't had that background. McLean, but for the grace of God go I, essentially is McLean. He would have been probably around the same line as McLean because he's got the same attitude, he's got the same instincts, he just doesn't have the same experience because it got closed off. Now at the end, you see him finally able to draw his pistol. Finally, he takes out one of the bad guys. He realizes he gets a little bit back of the old magic. So obviously he's not going to ever be McLean's equal, but hey, he now has some advancement thanks to that. So, he's got an arc. The deputy chief kind of has an arc of like realizing that, right, the journalist has an arc of getting his comeuppance. Obviously McLean and his wife have an arc of making up thanks to, this bonding experience, realizing that they are right for each other. And we even have like at the very end, Hans has her hostage, takes the gun off. That's when McLean's like, okay, this is my moment. He thinks I'm unarmed. He thinks I'm doing the whole American hostage thing of like, oh, yep, I'm dropping the gun. Look at me. I'm a big fat idiot. I'm unarmed. Oh, you're going to shoot me, because, you got the hostage. Oh, well, nope. surprise. And then all he has to do is yell once, Holly. Because Holly already immediately figures out that McLean's laughing. And she knows her husband, so she knows that he's got something planned. It's like, why is he laughing? Why would he drop the gun? That doesn't make any
Also,
sense.
I think I
And
just realized
hmm,
Olag more than likely actually, because the explosives were set up on the helipad, not like, on the roof.
yeah,
So what if the explosion knocked the chains loose? Because death by hanging, it
yeah,
can take a little bit, and
yeah,
McLean, in within a minute or two, at most like three, the explosions go off. What if those not, because he is messed up.
yeah, yeah.
So what if he did get some shrapnel but survived via the chains knocking loose, him eventually regaining consciousness, and then making his way down because his gun was around that area?
Yeah, the yeah, I think I think that's what you're supposed to think happened. Obviously, again, not realistic, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Carl as a Superman who can survive the explosion. It's fine. It's fine. It sets up Pal's ending.
Yeah, no, it's
It's a,
definitely
it is
not.
the it is it's notably the only again it's the only uh really unrealistic thing. Like at least it's the only thing that doesn't survive fridge logic in the entire movie. Everything else at least survives fridge logic. I mean, obviously you get into some technical details like oh detonators will go off like that, or they have the wrong guns, or you can get into some nitpicky stuff. But it's fine. Or like maybe CB's radios, like what they have, maybe they don't work like that. I don't know. The technical details you might be able to nitpick, but as a
You have to be
plot, it's fine.
overly picky.
Right. You have to be, and if you have to be overly picky, then it's fine. And that's my um that's kind of my level of credibility on there. It's like it's fine. The characters are behaving well. It's shot well. It's edited well. But yeah, that last bit there where he yells "Holly," and that's all she needs to immediately figure out what he's going to do. She ducks out of the way and gets out of his line of fire. She just knows exactly what he's planning as soon as all he has to say is say the name, and she figures it out. It shows that they're a good couple and they're used to each other, and it's established as well in the movie. Like she can tell, it's like they're angry. He's still alive. Oh, he's still angry. Yep, still alive. Yep, there's got to be John. I know my husband. Boom. So great characterization on there. Um, splendid characterization. On the guy, the coke addict, thinking he can just solve the problems by talking his way out of it, and he gets shot. Makes sense. Hans's reaction to him makes sense. Hans is astute. He's intelligent. He has a plan. But the fact that McLean just exists outside of his real ability to handle, because McLean can essentially anticipate his moves like a good chess player because based on experience rather than intelligence. Hans is book smart with some experience. McLean has way more street smart though than Hans is, and that's ultimately
It's
his
book
advantage.
smarts versus street smarts,
Yes.
basically.
And in this kind of situation, street smart wins. I mean, Hans has some street smart. He is ruthless. He is willing to kill. I mean, he's a killer and doesn't think anything of it. But yeah, ultimately, McLean is just better at this than he is. He's better at being in the down and dirty than Hans is. Um, Carl is a better killer and all that, but he also exploits, and again, Carl gives McLean the chance to get away because of his emotions, which is totally fine. Um, all right, so I don't have too much more to analyze on this one. It's just a really good movie. It's a great Christmas movie. It's set on Christmas Eve. It has themes of family. It's got Christmas music. It has, it's got the setting. It has themes. It's got the music. We're good. Um, and it's got plenty of red. There you go. Lots of red as a dominant color in the movie.
Hmm.
But it does have classic tales of redemption and Vanquishing evil not so much. But if Hans is the Scrooge, well, he's definitely a ghost now. So there you go. Hans is Scrooge under a different route. Hans gets the bad Scrooge ending. There we go. All right. Any
uh,
I have to get ready here for work now. Sadly. Any further thoughts on this?
I ain't got nothing you didn't say.
Awesome. You look forward to seeing the sequels.
We'll have to see if the writing keeps up. If they're
Yeah.
as good as you're saying they are, then I'll look forward to it. But if the writing quality goes down and I because the first one set a high bar. I couldn't
Oh
really
yes.
poke any like holes in any form of the like plot. Everything just meshed well together and made sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I would expect that same from the sequels, though I do know how sequels work.
Yeah.
They get worse.
Yes. Yes. Again, the fourth one is not too bad. Fourth one's pretty solid, in my opinion. The second one's okay. It's okay. I remember it being all right. It has more holes than this one for sure. The third one's you're probably gonna be frustrated. The fifth one is bad. The fifth one is actually genuinely bad. We will watch it to analyze how bad it is, and we'll go in depth on how bad that one is. So do brace yourself. The final Die Hard is very bad. Everyone agrees on that. So we'll break that one down. But you have the fourth one to look forward to. I can tell you that. And the third one you may just enjoy because Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson bounce off each other really well in that one. So that does make it enjoyable. It's not a great story, but there is some nice character work and dynamics at play, which is nice. That can good character work can make up for a lot in a movie. We see that with James Gunn's Suicide Squad, the second Suicide Squad movie, where the story not the best, but man, some of the dialogue and character work really good, really solid. Harley sucks in the movie, as she does in basically all the movies. Sadly, they just can't get Harley right. Nothing against Margot Robbie. It's just Harley always seems to not be good. But I would say but the dialogue holds it.
One movie series you may want to check out that is considered a classic due to good old Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead.
Oh yeah. That will definitely be on. I would say that's on the list. Oh man, the Evil Dead series, the TV show. I haven't seen either of the two new movies. I consider them kind of meh, but the TV show was very solid for sure. So the first three movies in the TV show, we could do that. Those would be pretty good. I would say. Shop smart, shop as smart. All right, so we're gonna end this here. If you're watching the VOD, check me out live. Many thanks to Sniper, Momo. I know Navda's in the audience as well. Hey, thanks for stopping on by. Feel free to post in the chat. Let us know what you thought. Do you watch Die Hard for Christmas like I do? I don't watch it every year, but I do watch it fairly regularly. But it's neat seeing this again after so long. I caught a lot of details I missed the first time. What's your favorite part of seeing a Die Hard? Is it the part where he's in the duct? Is it Yippie Ki motherfucker? Is it ho ho ho? I have a machine gun. Happy trails. Welcome to the party, pal. That is a modern meme. You do see that in memes currently being used. Lots of memes from Die Hard. Lots and lots of them. But hey, everyone, Merry Christmas to all. To all a good night. May God bless us, everyone. This is Dominic Bytes signing out. When next we meet, may your robot body be fully charged.
Also, hi, Dominic!
Hey, Dominic Bytes. Welcome. Welcome on by.
Hey, yes, welcome to the stream, Dominic Bytes. Hopefully everything works out for you, buddy.
Welcome to stream, Dominic!
Hi, Dominic.
Dominic says, hey, yo, Dominic, how's your day going? Glad you can make it.
Hello, Dominic. Dominic Bytes.
What's up, Dominic? Welcome in, welcome back to the lab. How are you doing today?
How are you doing, Dominic? How's your day been, bro? You doing good?
Hello, Dominic. Hello, darling. How you doing, darling?
So, hello, Dominic. How are you doing? Welcome in.
Hello, Dominic.
Dominic! Hello, Dominic. I hope you're doing good today.
Dominic, hello. Hello, Dominic Bytes. Hi.
Hello, Dominic. How you doing?
How's it going, Dominic? Welcome in. Mwah.
Hello, Dominic. How are you? How are you doing? Welcome in.
Hey, Dom. So good to see you. Hi.
Hi, Dominic. Hi, sweetie. It's good to see you.
Hi, Dominic. How you doing?
Hi, Dominic. How are you? Lovely to see you.
Hi, Dominic. What's up?
Hi, Dominic.
Hi, Dominic Bytes.
Hi, Dominic. How you doing?
Hi, Dominic. Hi, Dominic.
Dominic, hello.
Hello, Dominic Bytes. Hello.
Dominic Bytes. Hello.
Hey, Dominic. How you doing?
Dominic, thank you.
Can you stop slamming shit?
Hey, Dominic.
Dominic Bytes. How's it going? Wee!
Hello, Dominic Bytes. Hello.
What's up, Dominic? How are you, man? Hey there. Hello, Dominic. How you doing, darling? Welcome. Yeah?
Dominic Bytes, you productive little devil.
Dominic Bytes. Oh,
It's you.
How's it going, y'all? If you haven't already, definitely go check out Dominic Bytes, a super cool and lovely streamer. They're super cool. Very like synthwave, futury vibes. They do like a Byte Club cinema stream. They're an absolute vibe. Love them. Definitely go give them a check out. Go check them out. Go give them your love.